today I'm gonna be sharing a fun story for you. It's the best story ever. It's so happy. Nothing went wrong. I'm just kidding. Everything almost went wrong. Not everything, but just this is about the worst day of my life. Like you probably it's probably says in the title. Like if you look, but this is the worst day of my absolute life. Well, maybe not duh, but probably one of them. Because I don't remember a lot of the days in my life because, something really bad could have happened and I just forget it. But yeah, this is not good. I think Roofy Toofy already knows what happened because I kind of gave her little hints of what happened. But here's what everything happened. Now, this is like me involving my family, and I have um, four other family members in my family. So this is gonna be my mom because my mom is beautiful like an Arctic wolf. My dad's gonna be an eagle because I don't know. This was just also the other giant plush, and these eagles are cool, right? And this is my sister because we're just gonna be both coyotes, and I just had a mannequin. I was like, yes, let's do this. Who's the fourth family member though? Well, me, I guess, but like not including me. I have a dog, and he's part of the family too. So he was here too on the worst day of my life. I'm sorry, Obby. His name's Obelisk the Tormentor, based off of a Yu-Gi-Oh character. I can try to load up a picture real quick. Okay, I got it up. So, it's from Yu-Gi-Oh! This is what he was named after. We just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, so, this is what he was named after. Okay, enough of that though. Let's get back to the story. I don't really have anything to represent him. I could, but it's just he didn't really do anything too out of the ordinary, so he's just imagine a brown and white big dog just walking around us and laying down and doing absolutely nothing because he's a dog, other than keeping us happy. But yeah, he was just doing nothing pretty much the whole time. He just lied down and just looked at the sky, wondering what is going on because he had no idea what was going on. But yeah, let's get started with the story. Okay, so I'm not gonna be moving out of this area because I'm lazy and I don't want to change like scenes and like just do everything because I'm kind of trying to represent it. But yeah, don't get mad at me if like, oh, you just put an item there. Just imagination. Okay, so me and my family we're gonna go on a good old dandy trip to the beach, right? Just imagine us just hanging out at the beach just with my family. I'm not gonna say any of their names because I YouTube safety and stuff. Like Unipigyy said in one of her videos about like not saying her name. I think it was her answering fan questions, like how I did mine. She did one too, and yeah, I guess that she just didn't want to say her name. So it's like this. So yeah, I'm just gonna call them mom, dad, and sister. Okay. And the dog is just remember he's just not really a big thing in right now. So imagine just us hanging out at the beach. We just want to go to the beach. We're not at the beach yet, but we were gonna be driving in a car to get to the beach. Now we had planned this for a few days now, and we were on like we had like a weekend off. We weren't at like a cottage or anything because we already did that. Also, why one of the weeks I wasn't posting at all, and you guys were probably like, "Why aren't you posting?" Huh? But yeah, we already went to a cottage and stuff, so we're gonna have a just weekend at our own house. So yeah, that's cool. And I mean when I mean weekend, I mean like the whole week, including the weekends. But so yeah, we were gonna be like, let's just go to the beach like one day. And we knew this like beach that we really liked from when we did go on vacation. It is I'm not gonna say the location actually, but it was special because our dog there was not really many dog-friendly beaches, right? Like good ones. So that was like one of the. It was like a good water temperature. It had a nice beach shore, not too rocky. There was a little bit of seaweed and some rocks, but despite that, it was pretty good. So yeah. I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone. If I ever blow into the microphone, I'm so sorry. It sounds really bad, I know. But yeah, let's do this. So we wanted to go to the dog friendly beach, and it was 3 hours and a bit, maybe I don't know, it was around 3 hours, so it would be quite a trip. Now we were gonna just get ready in our car, but we were all packing our stuff just so we can like get packed into the car and then just drive our way there. So while my mom and my dad were driving. Now, hold on, let me get a car out. So me and my family were getting ready to go in the car and just start our trip. So yeah, we're just gonna I'm gonna drive because my dad drives, so he was driving. This was the like passenger to his right in my country. So I know sometimes it's on like the left or something. And my sister was in the back. So yeah, that's how the setup was if you were wondering. And as we were driving, the drive was normal at first. It was like just a casual drive out of our like our location, our main location, because we were going out of like our own city to the other thing. So blah 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 blah. So yeah, and there was a few things that happened on the car trip. This isn't where like the big thing happens, because there's a big thing that happens that ruins the whole thing and why it made it the worst day of my life. But this was just a little tad bit annoying. So, you know how there's like a Siri voice on like we were using a GPS, so it was like telling us that there were like crashes and bad traffic in the routes that we were heading. She was like, "Oh, you are still on the best route to go to the beach, but it will be delayed by this many minutes." So I was like, "Okay, one delay isn't too bad, because it was only by only 15 minutes, so that was okay. It's not been big deal. It's fine." But then another thing happened where like I guess this traffic was bad because there was accidents happening and just traffic jams or whatever. So yeah, that was totally helpful to get to the 3-hour trip to the beach. So yeah, yeah. So it was delayed again, and then it was delayed again for the third time, and then the fourth time. That's when they all stopped. But still, 4 freaking delays. Why? Why would traffic choose the day to go to our fantastic beach just to be bad? You could have done it yesterday. Come on, traffic. Come on. Anyways, yeah. So we were past all delays, and then we just kept on driving. Just pretend that we're all in the car. I just want to make this more entertaining by moving stuff. So we were just all driving, pretend this is the road. Yeah, we were just driving, just taking a few turns, right? And then, and then all of a sudden, when we were about 10 minutes away, or yeah, 11 minutes actually, from the beach, because I said how long it would take to get there, our car made a weird like noise. It was like it was just like a chunk kind of noise, and you're like, oh gosh, what did that happen? So we're like, it was probably just something on the road. So we kept on driving for like maybe 3 more minutes, and then it was just like my dad who was driving. Just put them right in here. He doesn't fit, but just pretend he's driving there right now. Just move you guys to the side. He was like, I'm kind of having some trouble driving. This is his deep voice. Deep voice. But yeah, I'm kind of having some trouble, guys. Maybe we should pull over a bit. So then we pulled over to like on the middle of like not the middle of a highway, but like a little bit off to the side of a highway. Nothing hit us. Don't worry about that, because it was like a little like two-way thing where like highway went one way, and then there was a little like just curve where cars could stop and rest and stuff. So there was a few other cars taking a rest, I guess. Well, I was panicking because that sound did not sound good. I thought that the car like lost a tire, maybe like we lost steering, or we were gonna die. So I was like, guys, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Ah! Of course, I was the youngest like sibling. I was the younger sibling out of my older sister, so I was the one who like had never witnessed something like this before. I mean, there was a strange noise in our car, and my dad said that he was having trouble like driving and stuff. So that made me worried, and we were in the middle of nowhere, close to a beach. Like close to the beach that we were going to. I didn't care about not going to the beach right now. I cared if the car was okay, cause I was just like, I don't want like our car to just get destroyed, and we're like in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, that happened. So my dad went out, and he was like, I guess I'll just have to figure out what happened. So meanwhile, me, my sister, and my mom were just in like the car, just waiting. This is in the car. I'm gonna get some other stuff to make it look like we're in the car. So we were just sitting in the car. My sister was like in the back seat with me, and I was panicking. I was like, "Mom, are we like broken down in the middle of nowhere?" And she was like, "No, I'm just nothing's wrong. We're all gonna be okay." She was acted very calm, but so that made me feel like, okay, this is nothing to worry about. Stop panicking. But my brain did not stop panicking. This was me inside my head right now. Warning, I'm about to scream, so if you're like loud on volume, then turn it down like right now for a few seconds. Okay, this is me inside my head right now. Yeah, I was panicking like a boss. No, not like a boss. I was just panicking. I was scared. I was like trying to hold back tears because I was scared of this car thing. Like, what if we ran out of gas and we had to get like more gas, but we couldn't get gas because we weren't at a gas station? And what if like the steering wheel broke and we couldn't steer anymore? That's what I was thinking. I know it was just some noise in the car, but you'll thank me later when I was panicking. Okay, so my dog was in there and he was moving around a lot. So, and I think he had to go to the bathroom or something. So me and my mom were like, "Hey, do you want to like walk down the like kind of near our car in the highway while we're stopped and Dad was doing whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need something to calm my brain down." So me and my mom were walking. We were just walking around, like doody doo doo doo, and we were talking about like, oh, this will all be okay. If there is something wrong with the car, then we'll call CAA, which is like a thing, and it will help us, and we'll all be okay. We'll get back to wherever we want to go, and our car will be fine. By the way, the car was a truck, so yeah, I just thought that would be a cool thing to say. So my dad was like, "Hey, my wife, my beautiful, magnificent wife." He didn't actually say that. I just wanted to do that. "Can you help me lift up the hood?" So we were lifting up the hood, like they were, not me or my sister. We were just in the car, looking out the window, like, "Yeah, I hope this is okay." And they came back in, and they were like, "Yeah, there's something wrong with the car." I knew it! I knew there was something wrong with the car. My bad instincts were like when the delays were happening. I had like a bad feeling in my gut. So when the delays were happening, so yes, my gut was trying to tell me that the car would be bad. So yeah, I should listen to my gut more and not just think that I have a stomach ache. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, we were gonna try to find somewhere other than like in the middle of a nowhere highway, so like to just park our car and then call CAA. So there's actually a landmark they can like pick us up at and check out our car if they needed. So we were driving a little bit. We were just driving. Let me get into the car scene again. So we were driving, just driving, and then we found a gas station. So yeah, we parked like at a gas station, not because we needed gas, just because there was like a broken belt that there was like a belt something that broke, and yeah, our car wasn't too fast, and then when we get to the gas station, nobody was hurt, no cars crashed, we didn't lose any steering or gas, so we were all okay. But we were at a gas station, and we were gonna call CAA, so we called CAA, and my dad was on the phone, and he was just talking to CA like. But before he could actually talk, though, there was a message that came up on. Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened on the call. I don't know if he was talking or it like auto voiced to a message, but all he said back was "ugh." He said a bad word, but like I don't want to say it, so he was like "ugh." They say that they can't actually get inside like the vehicle or blah blah blah. I don't know what he exactly said, but he said something related to like COVID-19 not being able to fix our car. So my family's plan is that we would like try to find a nearest garage to get towed to the garage, and then we would just wait, and it would all be okay. So our car could get repaired, and everybody would be happy. Woohoo! So we were calling a few places, but there was no garages, no repair shops, nowhere. I don't know if we actually called. I forget what we did about the garages. I remember the end of the story, but not really the middle of it. So yeah. So I don't know if we called or, we just looked up. But at one point my dad went into like the gas station because there was like not just a gas station. There was like a little thing about like fish and chips and like a food bar kind of area. Not like a bar, but just like a little place to eat. So my dad was going in up into the little spot, and then we found the gas station's owner's wife because he had a wife working there. I'm gonna make this a not critical because he managed the gas stations and she managed the other stuff. And then my dad was like, "Hey, are there any like gas stations near or like repairs?" Wait, why did it say gas stations? Do you know any like repairs or like shops or like anything that can help our car out there? And he was like, "No." Well, that's just great. Well, that's just great, ain't it? There were no garages or repair shops in the place that we were in. Wow! Wow! That's just fantastic. Amazing. Wow, our car is totally gonna be fine. We'll all be fine. I'm just telling you, there is a happy ending, so don't get too panicked or anything. But yeah, you know how at one point when I was like screaming? That was me, but 10 times more louder and worse in my head right now. I was just like, okay, we're gonna live here forever and just eventually starve and like run out of like hydration and die. And then the vultures will just come and eat us. Scrah, scrah, give me the food, scrah. So yeah, that was great again, just as I said. So then, there was after like 5 minutes of silence, I was like asking questions like, "Are we gonna be okay? Should we call 911?" And I was dumb at the time, and I was having a panic attack, so I didn't really think of what 911 would do if we called them. They'd probably just ignore us and leave us out stranded in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, so everybody's like, "No, we're not gonna call 911. It's not that type of problem." So yeah, we after like 5 minutes of silence and thinking, and my sister groaning, wanting to run out of the highway, um, my dad and my mom finally got an idea of that we would call a rental like garage place where they keep cars for people to rent, and we would drive that home. So we were home, and then we'd get our like truck towed, by the CAA. Because they tow our trucks, they just can't like help us, or I don't know. They were able to tow our trucks. It's a complicated thing what they said, but they were able to tow our truck, but not tow us or something. So yeah, we would get a rental car, drive home, wait for our car to be towed back to us, and everybody would be happy. So okay, we called about like 9 places or more. And guess what? We even looked up on the internet too. It's the same with the happens with the repair shops and garages. No cars were available for rent. They were open, but all the cars were gone for rental. Like, why did people steal our cars? We are in a dire situation right now, and of course it just has to be empty. Man, traffic's just really bad for us today, ain't it? So yeah, that was just dandy. Why am I talking like Southern or something like dandy ain't that good? I don't know. But yeah, that was just amazing. So our car was just exploded. Not really. But let's just poof this away. So yeah, that was great. We tried a few more places, but no luck. Eventually, I just said we could still call 911. Huh? And they're like, "No, it's still not that type of problem, Galaxy." Galaxy is not my real name, by the way. Just call me that, please. Okay. So yeah, that was amazing. We were just sitting there. I was crying, by the way, because you cannot help but panic and cry when you're stranded in the middle of literally nowhere. Like, I bet you would cry. You would cry all the time. Not that you're a crybaby. I'm crying too. Like, not right now, but, I was. So, I guess I'm a crybaby. But nobody's a crybaby. You can cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let your emotions out. Be yourself. Especially you watching this. I'm talking to you. This is all for you and all of you guys in the whole world. So yeah, that was that. But yeah. So I was just crying, blah blah blah. And we eventually called CAA again because my dad was just like, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. So yeah, pretend that this Arctic Wolf. I'm using this Arctic Wolf a lot. Actually, wait, no, I have another plushie that I can use. So this was the CA on one line of the phone, and this was my dad on the other. We're not here right now. So they were just like, "Hey, CAA, you're really just gonna leave my family stranded out here in the open? You can't even hold like one. You just like, if you tow our truck back, can we ride in a our truck that's being owned?" And they're like, "No, that's a safety policy, mister." And he's like, "Oh well, can't we ride in like your front truck, or at least like I don't see why that's a safety policy. I know people do dumb stuff, but we should still be able to ride in our truck for back home." Yes, but COVID, if you ride in the truck pulling your truck, then it would be COVID. Listen, can you at least pull one of us home? And let me see with the riders. And then they were like checking with the riders. And they're like, okay, if we send them, they might take one or two of you. But no, why not my whole family? And what about my dog? Oh, you have a dog, sir? Yes. Well then, if we might be able to take the dog if he can ride in your truck. But he will tear everything up, cause I don't know if you definitely don't know this, but whenever my dog is like is alone in the house and like he knows nobody's giving him attention or he's been gone for too long, he gets bored and then chews stuff. He just destroys for his entertainment. So yeah, that's what he was talking about. He was like, "I'm sorry, sir, but that's the rules. If you can't have him in the back, then we can't take you." So then they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," and he was like, "We might be able to take two, but not the whole family." So yeah, that they were gonna come and maybe take one of us back in the truck. So that was good news. I was still worried though that they might not come. So yeah, that was still on my mind. So yeah. So my dad was like, "Okay, blah blah blah. This is what happened," and then we were like, "Okay, well." If a driver, like either my mom or my dad, went home with one other person to just drop off and they would be safe, then the other person could take my mom's car and pick up the others. Of course, it'd be a long drive and stuff, but it was like it was a good plan, I guess. And my dad was like, "Well, maybe we don't have to leave two people and a dog out here, because my dog was there too. Remember? Maybe we could bribe them. We could bribe them some money so they can take all of us." So it's like I can offer up to $200 for this, and then it was just like that. So we were gonna attempt to bribe them. Then I was like, what if like when we bribe them they decline to bribe and then take none of us? He was like, well, they did say that they might like take any of us. So I was like, what? Yeah, so they might not take even none of us. They might just steal our truck and then we'd just be hopeless. No even shelter. Well, I guess there was some like sheds out there, but who wants to sleep in a shed? I don't know. Maybe some people. You all are weird. You all are weird. I meant to say you and y'all, but it came out as like you all. So you all are weird in a good way. So yeah, we were just talking, and then CAA called us as they were coming, cause we told them where like we were at, so they knew where to go. But yeah, it was like, okay, we'll be here a little bit late. It was the return of delays. Remember those delays? We were going to go to the actual beach. Yeah, that was happening with CAA. After like 3 delays, my dad called them, and they were like, "Are you guys gonna come yet?" And they're like, "Yeah, they're on their way." No. So and then another delay happened, and after all those delays, guess what happened? The most awesome thing happened. CAA, their towing truck, we could see it. We could see it zooming. We could see it coming for us. It was on the highway. It was on the highway, and we saw it, and then it drove right past us. Yep, that's right. They missed the spot where we were at. They just drove right past us. So I was like crying now even more. I was just done. Our only ride home, our only chance, basically, drove right past us, and they were never gonna come back, probably. I was just like, yep, we're gonna die. I'm panicking. Oh, So yeah, my scream back in like in the early bit of this video was happening again. I was having more panic attack. And meanwhile, we were just like, CAA will come back. Don't worry, my child. I don't know, but my mom was just telling me not to worry, so I was not gonna worry. And we eventually called them again, saying that they passed us. And then, guess what happened? CAA finally came back, like, towards us. They just came back and they were like, zoom. So then we were like loading up the truck onto their towing thing. So then there was like two trucks, like one here, one here, on there. And then my dad was talking with them. And it was like, listen, I'll bribe you if we take all of this home. I didn't. He at least that's what I imagine happened. I didn't. I wasn't actually there. I was there praying with like to in my mind. I don't know how to actually pray in official. I've never read the actual Bible. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was just crying and looking up at the sky like, please, please end my misery. This is the worst day of my life. I've been stranded in the middle of nowhere for like 2 hours, and I was driving in a car to the beach for 3 hours. So yes, that's basically 5 hours of doing absolutely nothing. I don't like to do that. And then, mind you, I also don't have too many bad days, so this might not sound too bad compared to what you might have. But yeah, this was bad for me, so okay. But yeah, I was just like, eventually, it was the best thing in the world. We took out any stuff that my dog could destroy because we had, if we wanted, my dad successfully did the bribe, surprisingly, so we could all go home in one piece, but the dog would have to be in the back. So yes, we would do that. We got anything that he could like destroy easily, and then they left him in the back. So we all got in the CAA front car, and it was a 3-hour trip back home. My dog probably hated it because he was separated us for 3 hours in a separate truck on another truck. So yeah, he was probably like, "Why are you out there and I'm in here? I don't want to be in this truck while you guys are in the other truck pulling this truck. Well, please let me be with you guys." But yeah, it was so I guess if like it was 8 hours of doing nothing because it was like 3 hours of driving there, maybe even with the delays. So I guess like maybe a 3 hour trip, like two there when the car broke down, and then 3 hour of CA pulling us back, and then 2 hours of stranded. That's like 8 hours and more of absolutely nothing the whole day. Also, why I didn't post for a whole 2 days, because one day I was stranded, and the other day I was just so tired and lazy. I just didn't want to do anything. I was just so glad to be home. So yeah, we eventually all made it back home. My sister, my mom, my dad, just all in the truck together, going home. And while our broken truck was right behind us, I was so glad to be driven home, because, we did make it home. That's how I'm recording this right now and keep on doing videos. But by the skin of our freaking teeth, we barely made it back home. I will guarantee that. I thought we were going to die, and we barely made it home. So that's why you must be thankful for a normal day, because in any normal day, like, this was such a normal day, how boring, is a good day. Because that happened to me, and people could be going through that right now, as you are watching this, and as I'm speaking, and just, some people could be dying right now. Like, there is so much problems in the world, but there's also so many good. So don't let this scare you of going on trips to the beach, because this is really unlikely for cars to happen and just stuff. And if you get stranded, it'll probably be near your like home or something. So yeah, don't panic too much if you get stranded. Just know that you'll make it home eventually, and you'll all be fine. As long as nobody's hurt, everything will be fine. If somebody is hurt, I don't know what to tell you. You're pretty much doomed. But just yes, I'm so glad to be home. We did make it home. Everybody is fine. My dog is fine. My family is fine. You don't have to give me your pity in the comments, but don't also give me hate in the comments. Don't like nobody cares about your sad life, 'cause like that makes me feel bad. But yeah, that I guess that's it for the story time. The worst day of my life. Let me know if you're going through hard times right now. I'll try my best to comfort you. Stay calm and jam on. Goodbye.
Break it, break it, break it.